A mother, one of four, arrested and arraigned on several charges. In this report, our Amajal Knowles tells us why she and at least one of her sons is sleeping a bit easy tonight.
21-year-old Livingston Pratt, 27-year-old Valentino Pratt, their mother, 56-year-old Georgia May Gardner, and Valentino's 21-year-old girlfriend Chastity Scott were all on Monday escorted to court on drug and gun charges, more specifically one count of possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition, and another count of possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply. Now, three of the defendants, namely Gardner, Scott, and Livingston Pratt, pleaded not guilty to the charges, leaving Valentino Pratt to take the rap. The particulars are that on November 9th, Drug Enforcement Unit officers executed a search warrant on a Gibbs Lane home and found one Black Sky CPX handgun, 53 rounds of ammunition, and a quantity of marijuana, namely Indian hemp. Authorities pegged the street value of the drugs at $1,000. Now, the family was represented by attorneys Ian Cargill, Tavares LaRota, and Keith Bell. Mr. Bell, who stood for Valentino Pratt, argued that his client had no previous criminal record, was gainfully employed, and was from a church-going family. He added that the marijuana was for his personal consumption and that Pratt bought the firearm for self-defense as he was robbed twice, once at gunpoint earlier this year. Now, in her summation, Chief Magistrate Joanne Ferguson Pratt took these things into consideration, but said she could not believe the marijuana was for Pratt's personal consumption as they were wrapped in individual pieces of foil, further charging that due to the high prevalence of firearm-related deaths in the country, a custodial sentence was warranted. She also admonished Pratt to apologize to his mother, brother, and girlfriend for dragging them through the courts, and she could not imagine how he felt. In the end, the judge sentenced Pratt to 3 years in prison and a fine of $5,000.
Meantime, the two men allegedly behind that big drug haul in the Exumas last week were also formally charged with that crime. 36-year-old Bartholomew Pinder and 29-year-old Billy D. Robinson appeared before Magistrate Darren Roll this afternoon, facing one count of possession of dangerous drugs and intent to supply, and 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Court dockets say it was around 3 a.m. on Wednesday, November 8th, that a team of DU, DEA, and Marine support officers spotted a go-fast vessel with 2 Bahamian men on board. A high-speed water chase ensued, ending with the men throwing packages into the water, the vessel being stopped, and the men being subsequently arrested. Investigating officers were able to retrieve 6 bales of marijuana from the water. The drugs totaled over 400 pounds. The pair pleaded not guilty to all the charges and were remanded until January 8th, 2018. A young woman also landing on the wrong side of the law for a similar offense. It's alleged that 19-year-old Brittany Nemore was at the Lyndon Pinley International Airport this past Saturday when authorities searched her and found 9 ounces of cocaine. No doubt Nemore was arrested. In court today, she pleaded not guilty. Nemore was denied bail and jailed. A trial scheduled for December 1st. The accused was represented by Krista Mason-Smith. Over in Grand Bahama, 4 suspects, among them a juvenile, were today charged with a laundry list of charges from attempted murder to gun possession. 25-year-old Shannon Johnson of number 144 Limewood Lanes accused of attempted murder, 2 counts of gun possession with the intent to endanger life, causing grievous harm, and causing harm. Of the same address as 21-year-old Antonio Morley. He faced a causing grievous harm and causing harm charge, while 25-year-old Claude Vilsant of Tasman Circle was arraigned on 2 counts of possession of firearm with the intent to endanger life, causing grievous harm, and causing harm. Facing the same offenses was the baby of the bunch, a 17-year-old. The men, who all appeared before Magistrate Charlton Smith, were not required to enter a plea, but was instead remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services until Tuesday, February 27th for trial. Years into it, and the problems persist down at the General Post Office. But as our Jillian Gray tells us in this next report, in the face of serious health concerns and mounting health bills, workers are again throwing themselves on the mercy of the government for help.
Shouting, "They have the gold, we have the mold," employees of the post office took to the streets today to protest working conditions that they say are hazardous to their health.
Rat infestation, heat from a broken AC, and alleged rashes from handling mail are just a few of the problems the workers say they've had enough of. And it's to a point where some of them would tell you they've been battling health issues that have translated into increasing doctor bills.
We are working amongst rats, snakes, you understand? Everything in here. And I'm sick and tired. This was what we is all about now. We are tired. Enough is enough.
This lady is one of those persons.
Last year, April, I was hospitalized with a collapsed lungs due to the mold infestation. Before then to now, I'm still attending doctor, mounting a medical bills. Every other month, medical conditions worsen, medicines, things are increasing. 1 week supply of medication I'm taking is $96. This is ridiculous. There's no help. Nobody has offered no compensation. Nobody has even come and ever speak to you concerning your health. But yet they sit and say mold has no lasting effect. It does. It gives us dizziness, lightheadedness. Some of us are losing hair. We are losing other parts of our organs and things like that. Something needs to be done. A stop is now. We need to take a stand so that others don't be sick or hospitalized. Enough is enough.
But I came into work normal with my 2 hands. And I went inside the building to sort out my milk, and I started to itch, and this is the results. And this is every day. Every day I come home, I come normal, and every day I go home like this.
Bahamas Public Service Union President Kingsley Ferguson is now demanding compensation for his members.
That it has arisen in and out of the course of their duties here at the post office. And so we're going to ask that the government give consideration to that. What we're suggesting is some temporary fixes be put in place so that the people in here can actually work comfortably. We're asking that they deal with the mold remediation. We're asking that they deal with the air condition situation, and they have environmental health to come in and address the rodent infestation.
Mr. Ferguson's also asking for microscopic lights that can examine packages to ensure no harmful substances are present. Also standing in support of the workers was the union's past president, John Pinder, who showed support and encouraged the group to continue applying pressure on the government until conditions improve.
We get results. I think the general public has been sensitized to what is happening. The general public has been tolerant in knowing that their mails ain't come on time, so they're doing what they have to do to get their mails and their bills. And so, hey, they just have to do what they have to do. A lot of them complain, but not wanting to go to Glasgow Road. They have to make it known to the minister and the government they don't wish to go to Glasgow Road. They have to make it known to the minister and the government that they're tired working on these adverse conditions.
Workers say plans are to keep the strike going until they get the results that they need. For JCN News, I'm Jillian Gray.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.